begin with. Ricard's going to motion. We have a receiver outside of Duvernay. I believe that's Sammy Watkins. We will look at the overhead. They're going to run a pin concept, so a post and in. What I like about this play is you see Lamar go quickly through his progressions, very quickly, and gets to what I believe is third in the progression, which is this deep sit that Marquise runs from the slot. Watch his eyes. He's going to come off the dig or the in. Play action, pulls the linebackers up just a little bit, then goes to the post, middle of the field, and then quickly over to Marquise. The Ravens are going to miss Marquise. I think that goes without saying. That threesome of Rashad, Mark, and Marquise is formidable, or would have been formidable. This late release by the running back really freezes this outside linebacker and creates a hole. Marquise is really selling this deep route. And this, you'll see the outside linebacker kind of drop back in as he sees the tailback release. And just really beautifully timed up and read by the quarterback. Nice route by the receiver. Although the chemistry between Lamar Jackson and Marquise Brown is real, I believe it comes and goes. And I'll try to illustrate that at some point in this video. This is basically a two-man route. The outside number one receiver is going to run a out. Lamar does a nice job pulling this defender, this hook defender, to the flat with the back. We'll look at that from this angle. Right here's where I want us to see. As the back releases, you can see he's fully turned to that side in terms of his shoulders, his hips. And this linebacker is going to take 28 in coverage. I think he's assuming the throw there, but this widens, so we get this window with Marquise at the hash mark, sitting this down. This is a really nice evidence of the chemistry between these two. One of the things you'll notice, and we'll look at the overhead here, is that Marquise moves away from this backside safety, sits this down. Now, this could be a read. This safety's into his back pedal, the middle of the field guy. He may run this to the corner if this guy drives on this or covers this more tightly, and he may be coached to sit this down. In any case, watch as he feels or reads this backside safety coming after him. Again, there's no routes to this side, and Lamar leads him to that side, and Marquise kind of feels that, pulls himself to that side, away from the safety, away from that coverage. So pretty good evidence here. These two are on the same page, both in the reads and in the throw. This play, to my mind, shows or evidences that they're not quite thinking the same thing, not quite reading the same thing. We see a flood concept to the bottom of our screen, this boundary side flood, and he's the only receiver left on this side. It's interesting how much, we talk about this a lot, how much attention Mark draws. Check out this defender and where he has his attention focused. You know, Mark's the middle part, as it turns out, in this cross of this flood route, but he's got to roll with Mark in case Mark sort of overs and outs this thing, or excuse me, in case Mark overs and ups this thing, right? If he runs this upfield or comes backside and his attention's turned to Marquise, you've got a home run. By the same token, and now this is probably a coaching thing. I don't know why it is with the outside leverage, that safety away, attention away at this point, why this receiver, in terms of it being built into the route concept, that he's allowed to convert this to a fade, just seems like something you would want built in. You can see Lamar wants to hit Marquise right here. The safety's attention right now is to Mark Andrews, and Lamar's expecting Marquise to sit this down. Marquise continues the route to sit on the seam. By that point, he's coming back, and we'll see from the other angle, Lamar just pulls this thing down. Subtle, you know, it's very, very subtle, but it's the idea of chemistry between the receiver. You see him reading the deep safety. The deep safety is really paying attention to Mark on this cross. See him rolling away right there. He does have his eyes to the quarterback, which is why he comes back. Lamar wants to hit that window there. But you see Marquise kind of roll it right into this coverage. To my mind, the pre-snap read on this play is to read how Cincinnati responds to the motioning of Marquise Brown. As Marquise is motioned pre-snap, the quarterback is reading the defense's reaction to that motion. In particular, he's reading this defender. As the play progresses, really we see a safety. I think that's Akeem Davis-Gaither, a nice player, widen and end up with Marquise one-on-one. Marquise has got a step on him. To me, this is the clear read, and that's what they're trying to do with that motion, is to get a one-on-one for Mark, and when that doesn't happen, and instead they get a one-on-one to this side with Marquise, that's the shot. It's 1st and 10. You need to take that shot every time. You can see there's separation there and room to get the ball out in front of him. In terms of what Lamar's reading at that point, he is making that read. As we watch that from this camera angle, he's clearly going right to left. So he sees that motion pre-snap. He sees that widening by the safety and the one-on-one matchup, and he turns away from it, goes into the middle of the field, then back to Mark. In terms of the other routes, we see sort of a deep return run by Mark, and of course he follows that scramble by the quarterback. Bateman goes inside of Marquise, up the seam. They've got him over under with these two defenders. Mark is covered to this side. So to me, the matchup that he wants, that is the quarterback, and I think that the coordinator probably expects him to take, is this shot to Marquise deep. Pre-snap, the quarterback knows he's got a shot play. If this safety comes down to get on top of Mark Andrews' stick here, that's confirmed post-snap. Watch how quickly the quarterback turns his eyes to this safety and knows he's got him. This is a nice move on the outside by Marquise. Beautiful ball over the top of the corner, and it's dropped.